Okay.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to our Math 3 today, chapter 8 for our lesson. We're going to talk about time, chapter 8. Alright, so before we go further, I'm going to introduce to you our vocabulary for this topic. Alright, for the first vocabulary we have time, hour, clock, colon, minute, hour hand, midnight, minute, early morning, 12-hour system, 24-hour system. Alright? So that's it. That's all the vocabulary for this lesson. Okay? Chapter 8. And then please turn your book at page 117. Letter A. Lesson A. Telling the time. Okay, how do we tell the time? I hope you can remember on how to tell the time. And here, telling the time includes reading and writing the time in Arabic, Hindu-Arabic, and in numerals. Alright? Time, indefinite continued progress of existence of events in the past, present, and the future as a whole. Okay? So first, in time, we have two systems. The 24-hour system and the other one is the 12-hour system. Okay? Let's talk about 24-hour system first. Alright, so here, in telling the time in 24-hour system, the time in the 24-hour system has 4 digits. Okay? There are 4 digits in the 24-hour system. The first 2 digits means here. The first 2 digits show the hours and the last 2 digits show the minutes. Okay? So 18 meaning to say that is the hours. 18 hours. And then 35 that shows the minutes, meaning to say 35 minutes. Okay, so if we read this, 35 hours. That's how we read the time in the 24-hour system. Right? Okay. So look here. The time shows how many hours and minutes since midnight. Okay? So when we read the time, we start at midnight, since midnight. For example, our example, 18:35 hours indicate that 18 hours and 35 minutes have passed since midnight. We start counting from midnight. Alright? Okay, look at these 2 clocks. For our example, our 2 clocks here, this clock shows in the morning, and this clock shows at night. Okay? So the time here, in this clock shows, what time is it? So the time is blank hours, so meaning to say in the morning, right? In the morning, the time is 8 o'clock. Okay? So this is our analog clock. An analog clock consists of 2 hands. 3 hands rather. Alright? But here in the picture, the second hand is not included, right? But we have 3 hands in analog clock. Alright? So the time here in this clock is 800 hours. That's how we read the time in 24-hour system. We say 800 hours. 00 meaning to say hundreds. Alright? We read it It's at midnight. At night. Sorry. At night. So meaning to say, in 24-hour system, we are going to add 12. Right? Plus 12. Okay? So that is 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay? So 12 plus 9 is equal to 21. So we say that time is 21 and how many minutes? In reading the minutes, we are going to count by 5. So there we go, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the time is 21, 30 hours. Okay? So 21, 30 hours, meaning to say hours, our hour is 21 hours, and then 30, meaning to say the minutes. Okay? So our time now in this clock shows 21, 30 hours. This is our hour and this is the minutes. Okay? And in writing the time in 24-hour system, we use dot. Right? We use dot to separate the hour and the minutes. Okay? So the time is 21, 30 hours. We read it as 21, 30 hours. Alright? But in this clock, 8:08 100 hours. Okay? So this is our hour, 8 hours. And how many minutes? No minutes, 0 minutes. So we say 100. Okay? 800 hours. That is in 24-hour system. Okay, let's go to the next page. Page 118. 118. Alright, so we already know that 1 minute is equal to how many seconds? 60 seconds. Alright? 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. The small division on the clock is equivalent to 1 minute. When the minute hand moves from one small division to the next, 1 minute has passed. Okay? So right there. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Alright? So in 1 minute, that is 1 minute, it is equivalent to 60 seconds. Okay? So here, in the early morning, this clock shows 02:48 hours. We read it as 02:48 hours. That's how we read in 24-hour system. Alright? Let's go to the next one. What about the 12-hour system? 12-hour system. In 12-hour system, we use this in the Philippines. 24-hour system is in Thailand. Alright? Okay, the 12-hour system. In the 12-hour system, the 24 hours in a day are divided into 2 periods. Alright? Which known as ante-meridium or AM. AM meaning to say in the morning. And post-meridium or PM. We already know that PM is in the morning and at night. Okay? Each period consists of 12 hours. Okay? So a day is divided into 2. AM and PM, morning and afternoon. So each period has 12 hours. In the morning we have 12 hours, and then in the afternoon and evening we have 12 hours. That is equivalent to 24 hours. AM denotes the period between midnight and noon. So AM, we start counting from midnight until noon. Noon meaning to say middle of the day. PM A.M. denotes the period between noon and midnight. So that is from noon, middle of the day, until middle of the night, midnight. Alright? So how do we read? How do we read the time in 12-hour system? How do we read? Okay, so this clock shows in the morning. Alright? In the 12-hour system, we don't need to add 12. Unlike in 24-hour system, we should add 12 when we read the time, except in the morning. Alright? Here in 12-hour system, we don't need to add. Okay? So this clock shows in the morning. The hour hand points at 8, and the minute hand points at 12. We write the time as 8 o'clock a.m. because in the morning, a.m. meaning to say in the morning. So we read, how do we read this time? We read it as 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay? 8 o'clock in the morning. Can you see the difference? In 12-hour system, we say hundreds, 100 hours. But in 12-hour system, we say o'clock. Okay? So the time now here is 8 o'clock in the morning, since we say a.m. a.m. is in the morning. Okay? Next one. What about here? This clock. What does this clock show? This clock shows at noon, middle of the day. Alright? So the minute hand and the hour hand point at 12. Okay? They point at 12. We write the time as 12 o'clock p.m. Alright? Or we read it as 12 noon. 12 noon, middle of the day. Okay? The next clock. The next clock shows in the afternoon. Okay? So the hour hand is pointing at 4 and the minute hand is pointing at 12. Okay? We write the time as 4 p.m. Alright? Make sure when you write time, you put a period. Okay? Or a colon. Alright, so how do we read the time? We read it as 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Alright? 4 o'clock in the afternoon in 12-hour system. Okay? We say o'clock. Alright. Next page. We go to our practice. Page 123. Please turn your book at page 123. Practice. Write the time shown by each clock in the 12-hour. So here we will be using the 12-hour system and the 24-hour system. Write how you read it. Alright, so the first clock, letter A. Okay, first 12-hour system. The hour hand is pointing at, is still 2. It doesn't reach 3 yet. Okay, and the minute hand points at number 9. Okay, so in 12-hour system, how do we write? Written as, in 12-hour system, written as 2:45. Okay, it's 2:45. Is it in the early morning? So meaning to say a.m. Alright, so how do we write that? It's 2, and then our period 45. We don't say hours because 12-hour system written as 2:45 a.m. Early morning. Alright? Okay, we read as morning or AM. What about in 24? What about in 24-hour system? How do we write this time in 24-hour system? Okay? We write 02:45 hours. Okay? 02:45 hours. Can you see the difference? This is 12-hour system and 24-hour system. Okay? So early morning here in 24-hour system, we don't need to add. We add, but early morning, so we don't need to add. Okay? So B, clock B, our hand is pointing is still at 9, and then the minute hand is pointing at 6 in the morning. Okay? In the morning. In 12-hour system, how do you write the time here? It's 9:30. Okay? So that is 9:30. AM or PM? AM, because in the morning. Alright? That's 9:30 AM. Okay? 24-hour system. How do you write 9:30 AM in 24-hour system? The same. Okay? We don't need to add 12 because it's in the morning. Okay? We just need to add 12 when it is in the afternoon and at night. Okay? So we just add 0, 09:30. Is it AM or PM? No, it's hours because 24-hour system. Okay? So we read 09:30 hours. Right? Okay. Next clock, letter C. Let's look at clock letter C. So in letter C, in the afternoon. Okay, here we go in the afternoon. The hour hand is pointing at 1, and then the minute hand is pointing at past 4, right? So we are going to count the minute. Alright? So let's see. 12-hour system. In 12-hour system, the time in the afternoon is 1, right? 1, and then how many minutes? That is 20, right? 21, 22, 23. Alright, it's 23 minutes. So 23 AM or PM? It's PM. In the afternoon, it's PM. Okay? Post meridian, PM. Okay, that is in 12-hour system. What about in 24-hour system? So here we go. In 24-hour system, when in the afternoon, we need to add 12. Okay? So now look, 12, 13. Continue counting, right? That is 12, 13. Okay? Meaning to say 12 plus 1. Okay? In 24-hour system. So that is 13. Okay? How many minutes? The same. 23. Alright? So we don't need AM or PM. We are going to write hours in 24-hour system. So the time in clock C in 24-hour system is 13:23 hours. Okay? In 12-hour system, it's 1:23 p.m. Okay? For your exercises today in Math 3, please exercises 93, pages 93 to 96 in your workbook. Okay? So that's all for today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.